Okay, here's a little video on how to turn on the church's laptop and hook it up to the keyboard and the sound system. This is a similar keyboard of the one that we have at church. The only difference is that instead of having two USB entrance ports over here on this side, we have one at church. We have one on this side on the left and one on that side on the right. And instead of this keyboard, this black keyboard, then we're gonna have a bigger keyboard, but with the same functionality, you know, with the faders, which is going to control, these are the faders that control the sounds, you know. So first step would be to, you know, turn on your computer. Okay, so this turned on right away. At church, it's going to pop up, you know, a username called Newport Church or Newport Keys, something like that. The password is Newport, everything lowercase. Once you do that, the MainStage, which is this software that we have here, should be already up because, you know, last time I played, I left it on and the computer should be just sleeping. So when you log in, it should be right up there. And the way you do it, you know, just to go on with the setup, there's going to be a table on this side, right, or at church, and there's going to be a little red box right there. And out of that red box there's a USB cable that's coming out of it. So you're going to take up the USB cable. This one's for my keyboard, but that one's going to be for the red box that's over there. It's an amplifier. You're going to plug it in to the USB, you know, and then you're going to do the same thing for the keyboard. It's going to be coming from, if you look at the keyboard, it's going to be coming from the right, your right side if you're looking at a computer. It should be laying on the ground, but you know, if you follow the rear side of the keyboard, go to the rear side, kind of like, you know, on the rear, and then follow the cable. Just grab it and plug it into this side, to the right side of the computer, which is the only USB port that you have left. So after you do that, there should be a switch in the back, kind of like in the back of the church's keyboard. You turn that on. And then this little screen right here is going to power up. Let me see. I don't know, mine didn't power up because it's not plugged in the back. But if I plug it in, you see how it powered up? So the same thing is going to happen to the church's keyboard, right? So for tonight, you're only going to need, so this is how it works. You're only going to need one sound bank. These things right here called the patch list, they are your sound. You see the songs right there, Fierce, This Is Living, Only Wanna Sing and whatnot, but you just need this one that's called, I'm going to move it up. At church it should be either on first or third place. I just moved it up or down, but it should be, it's called the 2 keyboard setup. Once you have it up, and you have it selected like that, you know, it's blue or not like that, but when it's just all blue like that, all you do is then you go back to the keys, and then at church you should have 8 faders. So I know that these 2 first ones will be your pads, you know, everything else in the middle you can kind of leave it down, and then the 2 last ones, which is the last one, I think it's going to be the 9th one at church. I only have 8, you have 9 at church. That's going to be your keyboard, and then the second to last is going to be your Rhodes electric piano. So for the setting, for the Christmas setting tonight, you basically just need the piano, the Rhodes. I'll probably just use the piano. And then you have the smooth pad right here and like a little dry V pad that's going to be on the second. So I usually kind of like keep it like that. You know, volume wise, you don't want, but you know, you don't want to raise the volume on the pads too much because you just want a little background. So I kind of leave it like that, everything else in the middle down, and then piano almost all the way up, probably like 90% up. You can always adjust it. So I do that. And then what that's going to do is, like, if you look over here, I mean, it's not working right now because this is set up with the church, but you see all these faders over there. Like when you move the fader on the keyboard, it's going to move the faders on the program. So that's all you need to have a good piano sound and some pads. So that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, let me know. Thanks.